ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, Mountain Dew, and ESEA.
Hello and welcome back to the Pro League. I've got myself Yanko and we're just going to be hanging out and talking about our last game of the night. We've actually treated you guys to some extra CS. Normally you get 2 best of 2s, this time you get 3. It's the magical weekend of CS. And up now we do have FaZe EnVy. By no means FaZe's debut in the Pro League. This will be number 5 and 6 for them, but EnVy kicking it off, starting with hopefully a bang. But it does seem like it's been a bit of a dreary tale for EnVyUs, Yanko. If you were to explain to a layman, someone that doesn't follow CS scene, the history of EnVyUs, the concise history of EnVyUs, how would you do so?
I don't think that we had a team fall so far, so fast in CSGO history. They were the team who won the Cluj Major about this time, okay, actually a couple of months from now, last year. But from that, they go to dropping out last place in a couple of LAN tournaments, not making it out of the groups at the Major as well. Just really a downward spiral for them. And they've been trying to reinvent themselves, so to speak, in 2016. Didn't work for them so far. And the most recent update is that they are reverting back to their old play style, their old roles, with Happy being the in-game leader, and Devil will be put in the lurking position. That's his, I think, natural.
I was going to say, because I remember in a lot of the interviews and the early posts about Devil and his move, it was always like, well, they're making me do what Keo did. And that was always kind of something that made a lot of people uncomfortable. I know you spoke about it yesterday, actually, I think it was, or the last time we were at the desk, about playing a role you're comfortable with.
I feel that they've been really struggling to find him a role that he's comfortable with without having to, you know, change their own roles to an extent, right?
Yeah.
First, he was just a support player. That didn't work. Then they made him the in-game leader. That didn't seem to work either.
So do you know who's holding the leadership baton? It is Happy again.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's back to Happy's domain. I know they felt very comfortable with Devil calling for a while. They didn't, however, post the results that they wanted. Of course, let's not forget that there is another exciting change. Of course, if you have been watching the Pro League, you'll be no stranger to seeing a new face in the FaZe roster, but we do have Alu back with us. We've seen him play 4 games now. Is there anything kind of to write home about? Have we seen this, you know, flurry of honeymoon period for FaZe yet?
I don't think so, especially in their first game against Team X afterwards. Against VP, he has stepped up a little bit more, but more than anything else, it's been a team effort for FaZe in their games in Pro League so far.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what? We had previously we had a lovely long conversation, Yanko, talked all about the intricacies of the AWP and everything. This time, the casters are ready already, so I'm just going to ask you for a prediction. I think Cash is our first map, if I'm not mistaken, between EnVy and FaZe. Where do you lean?
I'm leaning towards EnVy.
EnVy,
They
all
beat
right.
them last time on Cash, even though it was at DreamHack Malmo, so it was a long time ago, but let's say that EnVyUs will win this map.
Well, let's have a little look. You heard what Yanko has to say. We'll see what the casters do now. As we do prepare ourselves for the first map in this best of 2. Can EnVy go ahead and show us what they're made of, or will it be FaZe's 5th win here in the Pro League? Let's find out.
Let's find out, indeed. A little delayed on that. It's getting late, but yeah, Henry, what do you think on this one, actually? Because it's an interesting matchup now.
It's a really tough call. Like, FaZe have had this great start, going 4-0, and EnVy's still turbulent in their results online recently as well. But you never know when they're going to show up. They've been adjusting the roles recently. They've been trying to work at this. Instead, they're sticking with this 5. They're not going to change anything as of yet. They want to adjust the roles, and that seems to be the problem right now. No one really feeling comfortable where they've been put. So I'm hoping EnVyUs can turn out. I really do like them as a team overall. We know what they're capable of. They've won a major with this lineup. Well, minus Devil, I should say, but still, like the core is there. You can see the group table right now. FaZe, unbelievably, with Alu stepping in, going 4-0. That's pretty insane.
And this is what I was about to ask you: is how do you feel about that Alu addition? He has been pulling his weight, it seems so far, not quite to the peak of what people hope. But where are you seeing this?
It's nice to see him back in a superstar team, right? That's where he belongs. He likes the limelight. He did his time in ENVY, and he was trying to make it a project where he could bring this Finnish talent up. It just seemed to be disappointing overall as a whole. He seems to be fitting in quite nicely. The first night we saw him was a little bit up and down. It's a pretty poor result. Like, they got the games, but he was poor himself. Second night, actually much better. He looked a lot more comfortable. And I think he's the kind of player you need to be putting into roles where he can be dynamic, he can be aggressive, do what he wants, and that's when he'll find his feet eventually. They do need a top AWPer to come into this team. Like Fox was taking that role before. He was good. I would never say he's a bad player, but he's definitely never going to be like a top 5, top 10 AWPer within the scene. Alu has that potential. I'd love to see how he kind of forms and gets into this.
Well, the other interesting factor is now he's got Kenny S to face off against.
That's true.
You know, the other teams they've played so far, haven't quite had that superstar AWPer in the lineups. Some very proficient players, there's no disputing that. However, Kenny S can be that very different threat.
Especially on Cash as well. This is one of the maps where Kenny is absolutely lights out if he gets rolling. That's always been the big thing, though. It seems like when he's having his amazing games, his team are a little bit far behind him. It's very rare that the whole package comes together as a whole and they can actually win these games. But we'll see, like I said, especially these online games, it's a great opportunity for them to kind of experiment with these different roles and work out what's going to work going forward. I still believe in EnVyUs as the lineup. Obviously, it's been a pretty horrible 6 months for them. Almost every event's been a little bit of a letdown, but they've always got that potential, right? They have got world-class players, world champion players within the lineup. So I'm interested to see what they're going to bring in the next few months, especially. Like this. Hopefully, I want to see them get to the Pro League finals. That's what I want.
That'd be a nice goal for them, at least. I think it's start there, because I think everyone's still just trying to work out where everyone else sits so far, coming back in from this break, because, you know, you'd say at the start, okay, well, Team X did pretty well, didn't really secure any wins until today. That's a big step up. Them giving FaZe a close game, does that mean that actually FaZe are performing very well? However, you know, when you do these kind of team-to-team matchups, it doesn't always translate one to the other. So again, this could be very different, as you said, and highlighted very much at the start here. EnVyUs results recently have been pretty much everywhere. You've had some very good games, very low games. So I guess it is that teething period coming back into this. What are you specifically going to be looking at on Cash? Because you already said that Kenny S can go off on this, but there are factors beyond that as well.
Especially on the T side, like Cash is one of those maps where you need good fundamentals of the team. You need to be approaching it, your situations, especially the clutches, making sure no one's overfacing, no one's giving anything away, especially when you're in a sort of a rut almost. You need to be having that confidence. You're playing good CS together. It's not so much about the strategies these days. It's more about playing as a good 5 and making sure the defaults are effective and you're capitalizing on opportunities you have. We've seen a lot of, obviously the holiday period recently has been a lot of really interesting clutch situations where teams are obviously getting a bit ahead of themselves, or maybe they're thinking they're as good as they were before the break and stuff like that, and they're actually throwing away a lot of 4-on-2s and stuff. That can be very detrimental to a team's morale. So just from them, I want to see a decent approach, and from what I understand, I think Happy's back into the in-game leading role as well now. So that was an interesting time when Devil took over. I thought, okay, well, at E-League, they looked okay, they looked all right. And then next few weeks after that, it all fell apart again. So we'll see what they bring to the table here. But here we go. Team EnVyUs versus FaZe. And it's going to be FaZe starting on the T side here. Lots of options for the T-side pistol. Most teams do favour towards the B side, especially as it's like similar to training, you can almost be guaranteed the bomb going down. But it is very hit or miss depending on what kind of aggression the CTs go for here. We'll have like the CT buy as well. 3 sets of armour, 2 smokes. So that suggests maybe something a little bit more aggressive to the A side. Won't be doing the retake philosophy here.
Yeah, let's actually take a look towards A, because already 3 players heading that way for Envy. It is quite a curious play to begin with, kind of negating that presence in mid and sitting extremely deep on B, so maybe giving up certain pieces of map control to work their way back into it. But Alu just hits an absolute blinder. Apex gets completely outdone, and that's a massive opening now. They're of course going to take this. This is a huge opportunity towards B. MBK is the only one who could stop anything here, but he is drastically outnumbered. Absolutely. Well, that's a great shot from Fox to kick things off. The smoke has gone out towards CT spawn as well. They're trying to do what they can from CT spawn. The CT starting to rotate over as well. Kenny S in towards upper, but the bomb has been planted now. Got a kid on towards Devil. He's got the smoke as well, but it's 5-on-3 now. It could be a very difficult situation. Someone needs to be finding frags in the next few seconds. Yeah, that window of opportunity is closing pretty quickly with every second that passes, and now even further beyond that, Jake going to be finding MBK. Looks for the follow-up. The crossfire's still there. This would need some very quick shots to be landing back-to-back here for Envy to stand a chance. Okay. Devil, this is brilliant. What has just happened? Devil and Kenny S just go wild. That's the sort of performance you'd be looking for. They do have that kit on Devil as well, and that window of opportunity was very slim, and Devil is going on the defuse. We saw absolutely none of those kills, but they were incredibly quick back-to-back. This is the thing. This is exactly the moment I was talking about. Like, these teams, at these big moments, you can't let those ones slip away. You need to be concentrating on the objective, which is the bomb. The CTs were nowhere near that area as well. These crossfires, you should be in positions of the terrorist at least. If someone goes down, someone's refragging straight away, and it seemed like FaZe thought they had that round tied up. It's 4-on-2, the bomb's planted. There's no chance of this one going wrong. Everyone FaZe finished it off nice and quick, and it all fell apart at the seams. That was pretty devastating, I have to say, but what a recovery from EnVyUs after losing that first frag. Alu opened things up with the Glock of all weapons, and yeah, that's a bitter pill for FaZe to swallow, but they did get the bomb down. So this round is just going to be upgraded pistols, looked at AKs for the third. So the thing is, I'm not a big fan of this buy from EnVyUs considering that situation, but we'll see if they can keep 5 players alive. You can see Kenny S potentially could get an orb next round. He's actually only got a 5-7 this time, so that could actually be quite an interesting idea. Again, though, it's going to be Happy, MBK, and Apex to receive the vast majority of FaZe right now. Crossfire's already set up. No real flashes to come through. No shots particularly landing just yet for FaZe. Again, very, very limited to what they can achieve. A couple of players are low, but the kills are coming in towards that UMP as well for MBK. So that's pretty brilliant for him. He's going to be happy with that one. And there's a shutout by Kenny. So again, him personally adding money as well. Good players to be starting to build up the economy on.
Yeah, that's a really fantastic round for Kenny, especially the fact he actually gets a kill and he keeps his head armor as well. You can see the bite on your screen right now. He's got an AWP in his third round. They're expecting these AKs to come out. What a huge advantage he has. He knows there's no possibility of them having an AWP. He can be a little bit more audacious this time. He's got that great spawn as well, like you see. He could go anywhere with this. He could go towards A main, squeaky door, let's look for that first kill, knowing that no one can really challenge him.
But are we going to see the confident Kenny S? This guy,
so.
It looks like it. That's the flash
especially
towards A main. He's going to go straight in off the back of it. Why not do it? He had the spawn to complement it perfectly. Ace has got in a good spot though, but he's already got the support from Devil coming in to clear that one out. So already Envy fighting for this map control, not giving it up, straight away going back into this. Jacob could have landed something there, but Devil's got to be careful. You can't dance through that one all day long. However, FaZe now just being kicked in the teeth, sent all the way back here.
That's a really nice first round from EnVyUs. They know the utilities will be lacking for the T's as well. You probably have a bit more freedom to go aggressive there. And it's Devil that actually steps up. Kenny S is covering him towards the beginning of that A storage area. He comes in, clears out AZ, and he's got the man advantage now. The key to this situation is no one needs to overcommit. They've done the work at this point. It's 5-on-4. You have the huge advantage with the AWP as well. No one needs to be challenging towards mid, just holding up and getting the calls coming in nice and early. So at this point, perfect situation for EnVyUs.
As said, they just need to keep this one quite chilled out, quite quiet, as do not need to commit anywhere at this point. FaZe needs to have to work back into this round, and that's all that they're going to be thinking about this. Oh, the way Kenny has actually backed away as well towards playing a quad. He's not going to overstay his welcome by main, not going to allow those opportunities to come through either. And now FaZe are going to look for those chances back. Is anyone giving them a bit of a welcome into this round?
Well, the thing is, they only have 2 smokes remaining now as well, so execution possibility is dwindling. And there's going to be Devil towards the vents area. He's just playing a little bit passively. He's just getting intel towards middle as well. Flashes in from the vents. He's going to be checking out B storage. Presumably, that does give his position away. We're interested to see how he recovers from this one. He actually gets fully blinded by his teammate, I believe that was as well. Goes in, it's going to be up to MBK now with the UMP, rising to the occasion though. Gets the first kill, but he does get taken down by Alu eventually.
Well, he's done enough to keep the favor at least in towards Envy's hands. And again, Apex just leers into it, allows Keo a chance that he really shouldn't be doing. And now FaZe, even though they're low, they do get the bomb plant and they're both on the site. There is still nades left with Envy, which are going to be the big hindrance. There's one, Kenny, be placing that towards Alu, and there's the closer by Happy. Again, that got close, but some questionable plays coming out here already.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that Apex, he's yet the frag yet, so I'm assuming he thought, okay, I need to...
This is my chance.
Yeah, everyone's been tagged. I can go in and get the couple of kills and just get my confidence back, but he's going into that upper position by himself. His teammates aren't even with him. That came very close to losing the round. Luckily for him, in the clutch, Happy, the last remaining player, had 1 HP, so that wasn't too much of a big deal, but still throwing away economy like that just because you want to get a couple of frags on the board, probably not worth it, but still, they do recover, and it's going to be a 3-0 in favour of EnVyUs, and we do see a force spike up coming in from FaZe here. After getting the bomb down, obviously it's an extra $800, so they're going to have 4 Tech 9s and AK-47. That suggests a full-on set piece coming in. You don't want to be doing the defaults or this sort of round. You want to be going towards A, smoking over the top, and actually trying to force a bomb plant down to make things uncomfortable for the CTs in the sense that the AWP can't stop you as you come in.
We're going to find out if that's the case. Kenny S again going to be opting to keep this one out. Is he going aggressive? Yes, he's gone again to look towards Squeaky here, try and get some control over the map in any way he can, because they were losing out somewhat towards mid, but Apex claims that back in towards their favor. Again, FaZe though does find a little bit of room to move, but it always seems at a bit of a limited time as there comes the pressure. I don't know what he seems to be so over-peaking in all of these.
Every single round he's died in, it's just because he gets the advantage, or his team has the advantage, and he's just looking for frags. They're not even valuable to him at this point. Even if he gets it and goes down, that's given FaZe a window of opportunity here. And in this case, he didn't even refrag. So Kenny S having to step up here, which he does do. Hits the shot on towards Rain, but AZ looking for the kill in return. At this point, why are they facing again?
Is it? I don't know if it's a lack of discipline. I don't know what it is. It's. Yeah, I hate harking back to this, but coming back after the break, they do seem to be lacking that judgment.
Facing that angle as well, you've got like 5 different points you need to be checking, and you're clearing it out. He's a very fast player, but when you have the advantage like that, you know they're up and on a low buy, and here we go, then Kiyoshima is going to be lighting them up with the Tech 9. This is all stemmed from that initial face from Apex. They would have had another player rotating back in towards A, and this is a disappointing round for them to throw away. It's going to be Devil remaining now. He's coming in from CT spawn, but 3 kills to find, and now all these players have weapons. It's almost an impossible task at this stage. You see the boost coming in. He hasn't spotted Kiyoshima's head. He could get a double spray down, you know. This could actually work in his favour. Here we go. There it is. First 2 kills come in, and he actually has got a smoke as well. He can just full defuse this. All of a sudden, he could... Oh, no.
What is... Henry, I don't understand what's going on. It does get secured in the end by Devil. It was far from pretty. That whole round was a near-on disaster for EnVyUs. Let's start at the least, I guess, first issue, that being Apex with that overpeak towards mid, then Kenios on the wide swing out as well. So many of these, I guess, exchanges are not what I'm used to seeing from this caliber of team.
Yeah, it's some questionable decisions for it. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe the rust a little bit from the break we've had. Maybe over-calculating their form right now. I'm not sure, but that was a really fantastic play from Devil. Coming out of nowhere from the 3 versus 1 in a round, they potentially threw away there as well. Instead of go straight into round number 5 here, another bite available for FaZe once the bomb is down again, but it's going to be Rain opening things up this time. He takes down Kenny, with Devil spraying the first player down towards B storage. Actually has a chance to get a double here. He fully blinds Rain and actually gets the 2 kills and looking for more as well.
I'm baffled how Devil's getting away with this, but one of my FaZe is still allowing him to do it. Kiyoshima now falls. How has no one cleared him out of this corner? It's so easy to normally get this one done, but Devil is having a big performance. Yeah. Maybe not having the in-game lead is just easing off a little bit from him, allowing him to be more of a performer here as well. But down to this 2v2. Will anyone overextend? Will they give away that opportunity to pull this one back? The bomb, I think, got spotted out pretty early on by Devil, so he knows it was around. That smoke, however, coming up means that he doesn't know if it's still there. Of course it is, however. So again, they can posture towards this quite early on.
His teammate MBK will be rotating in as well, trying to give him some backup. Anyway, towards upper for now. It's going to be Molotoving on top of that bomb as well to slow things down, but I feel like there's going to be some sort of split coming in here. It's going to be Jacob. He's coming in towards the vents, and this can work out very nicely. What a great shot there from Alu. Comes down to the 1 versus 1 as MBK finds him, but the bomb still down, up to Jacob. Does get the shot in the back, but somehow doesn't nail it. It's MBK turning around and winning another key situation for EnVyUs. Every bit of luck going in their favor at the moment.
I don't know how they're winning this many rounds, I'm not going to lie. So many, like, okay, FaZe have been fighting back pretty hard as well. We saw the kind of Tech 9s coming out to play, and it worked towards A side, and then, you know, it's Devil to save the day. MBK having, I don't know what it is, a couple of seconds to adjust quicker on the other side, and you're highlighting it now. That's
another force buy.
This is like the worst game for you, Henry. We're seeing questionable choices and a lot of forces coming out.
Obviously, they're a maximum loss percentage right now, so if they can get the bomb down again, it means they do get a plan of some sort next round, but they're definitely struggling. Alu's only had the orb once so far, and a lot of these clutches, you have to feel like they are throwing a lot of these rounds away, but here comes the execution I talked about when you have these sort of force buy situation with Tech 9. You want to be doing the set pieces, try to get the bomb down. It's MBK. He gets the first 2 frags here, 5 on 3. At this point, they don't really need to do too much once again. Just hold back, wait for the rotations. Don't need to overface, but MBK just lighting them up. 3 kills for him this round. That's going to be the round over. Kiyoshima and Rain remain.
Yeah, lovely stuff from MBK. Just really nice positioning, working around what they were trying to do. Came back in to create that crossfire towards quad to just secure Happy as well. Just really nicely done all in all, and FaZe didn't even get a step towards the side, let's be very honest.
Yeah.
Now, Kyo, if he can get anything out of this, that'd be a brilliant bit of silver lining for him personally, but this one's pretty much all but over. Apex already pushed up, and this is a very clean, I guess, scoreline for Envy, but it hasn't been a clean game for Envy yet.
So FaZe need to work out now. We've done a lot of force buys here. We are a maximum loss bonus, but there's 2 players who can't really buy. That's going to be Rain and Alu. Do you want to stifle these? Yeah, take a pause. That's probably a good call right now. It's not so much they're playing a really bad fundamental game, they're actually getting the bomb down and getting in situations they should be winning. It's the decisions towards the end of the round that are giving things away. So they have force bought this once again, but Alu has been thrown over the orb. So it's not as bad as it potentially could have been. It's just going to be one player who's on the Tech 9 here. You can see AZ, he's struggling a little bit more as well. He's got the AK and the armor, but he's got no grenade to play with. Same story for Alu. Orb, body armor, that's actually a massive deal against the M4s as well. Means you have one shot, headshot potential there. But still, yeah, take this pause. Let's just calm ourselves down. We've been a little bit too excited in these key situations. 4-on-2s, throwing them away, especially for a new team. That can cause a bit of bickering. And we'll see what they can contemplate and get back into this. But it's round number 7. Still very early days. Let's be clear. It's not over at all. It's still just them just trying to break the duck and get into this one. Still have an opportunity with this round, but it's just limited in terms of the grenade. 3 smokes, a couple of Molotovs. You ideally want 5 on cash because it's such a vital match to be clearing out areas towards the bomb sites before you execute, like Molotoving towards MBK, towards quad, towards forklift, for example. Let's see what they bring to the table here. Alu has got a fantastic spawn. I would say we jump on him, and he'll probably go for the mid pick here. It's kind of one of those 50-50 things. Sometimes you can get them before the smoke balloons, depending on the CT spawn.
So both Orpers on both sides have good spawns.
Oh, okay.
Again, Kenny's got a nice spawn too. He can go for the challenge. Kenny has been challenging out A recently. He's going to take himself B. Let's see where Alu goes as well. He's not going towards B. He's going to be heading the other way. Kind of giving up that spawn a little bit. Going to go for the boost towards mid. Try and maybe abuse the fact that Apex has been over-peaking, overstepping a little bit here. And again, Apex is going to be put back in line. Please do not step out. He has no reason to. He still has the control of middle. No one can get towards those vents. He's got MBK elsewhere. NBK takes the peak. I'm going to have to back away from this now.
Yeah, sacrificing middle is definitely not a big deal on cash. If you want to have a more defensive setup, and you know the terrorists have an advantage with the AWP boost and you can't really challenge at that point, you fall back to the A-bomb site, set up an AWP in the quad area, he watches highway, then you have your rifles concentrating on the A-bomb site, someone watching vents towards checker room, and it means you're absolutely fine. This is not a problem for them at all. It does give FaZe a few more windows of opportunity in terms of the way they can be split now, and they could potentially go towards CT spawn as well, but I'm interested to see where they decide to go with this one, considering they only have 1 smoke remaining.
Now, you've pretty much set it up quite well here. FaZe are trying to get now that mid control. I'm hoping that Envy don't just step into it and try and retake it at maybe less ideal moments. However, they've fallen back towards the site. It's going to be Apex to receive, and this is much better. Lovely little adjustment towards Alu, and
nice.
There's the shutdown. That's the perfect one to each other, just playing off the back of the peaks. And now NBK takes the aggressive stance towards main. Maybe a little bit overzealous, maybe not quite so necessary. He has the teammates behind him, however, and the three main players for FaZe still have so much to break through if they want to get towards the site.
Yeah, here we go then. It's going to be the final execution here, the dying moments of this round number 7. It's going to be exchanges here, but Happy, he's waiting brilliantly on the side. That's a good headshot from him as well. Kiyashima drops, and just going to leave Rain with 12 HP and the bomb in hand. He's got himself towards Forklift for the grenade. Oh, I thought that would do him. And that's a lovely shot from him. Has actually a chance to do something with this now. If he jumps on and gets Devil, which he cannot do, it would have been interesting, but it goes 7-0 in favor of EnVyUs. And once again, FaZe playing their own correctly at the start of it. They actually forced the CTs back and got that mid control. They go towards Highway, but what a nice little combo that was from EnVyUs. Apex hitting a stellar shot from Highway, and as soon as he does it, that's the aggro, all focused towards that area. Happy faces from Connector, really good read from him. Locks down the 1-bullet headshot, falls back. Like he said, MBK potentially didn't need to make that move. It's a 5-on-3, but they win their own regardless, so no harm, no foul.
So, Kenny S. Devil waiting over by the B side of things here. Kenny's actually going on to receive a hell of a lot of attention if they do start coming this way, and he does have a chance to maybe get a peek. He backs away from the molly, doesn't want to outstay his welcome, and does fall back to side. So he's going to put himself here. He probably won't be able to escape this, so it will be his last stand. If anything, a quick flash out. They're going to make a quick play off the back of this. Let's see what Kenny can do. Now surrounded. He can't land it, but Devil is there in support. He finds two himself, and Devil waited so patiently behind the box by Checkers. There goes Apex just barreling in. Wants to deny the bomb plant. Doesn't finish the kill. And now AZ on 4 HP. Shouldn't be able to do anything, and he doesn't. Apex is there, and he got close again, but not much more came out from that.
Yeah, Kenny S just rattling off no-scopes there. You thought he's the kind of player who would be landing those ones, but doesn't work out. It's only him that drops. Money is still pretty stable. You can see it's not amazing for CTs, even though they won 8-0 right now. A lot of these rounds have been very close indeed, coming down to 1 versus 3s, for example. But FaZe still get that maximum loss bonus. I don't think a bomb was planted last round, but still a ton of cash going into round number 9. To be Ali back on the orb. He has been missing quite a lot of these opening shots. This time he boosts up his teammates up, a faster approach towards middle, and there it is. Happy does go down. They have an advantage to play with here, but the CTs looking they want to challenge us.
Yeah, you've got Apex still towards Connector. Devil was there with him. He's going to pop himself up by Highway in case that vision does get obscured, as it does. So now Devil can take over the matter. So again, Envy wanting to keep some presence towards mid, not wanting to give that one up just yet. Jacob now gets spotted out going towards those vents. Nade comes out, that gonna do a great deal of damage. Not enough to take him down, but he should be able to fall right about now. Devil has been very consistent so far, a highlighted piece. However, FaZe still looking towards B here. AZ waiting so patiently, catches out Apex. They know that now the jig is up. They know that FaZe wanted to go here. They can do the counter boost through vents. They've still got the map very much open to them with a minute to play with.
Absolutely, and they have the man advantage. And AZ, like you said, very patient there, read it quite nicely as Devil did make his way towards, sorry, Apex made his way towards the vent. Round number 9. Can FaZe actually do it this time? Got the advantage, got time to play with. Have a couple of flashbangs and a Molotov, that's about it, but Devil, he's rotating over towards B. Could he be the linchpin this time?
It's going to be bigger this one. MBK, if he steps out at the wrong time, picks that moment wrong, he's going to be punished pretty quickly. Alu is watching this. A bit of a team flash came out. The two others were blinded actually by that point. Again, he's now able to single out Alu. Devil's up above, so he can still do work, and that's exactly what he's doing. AZ goes down, but Rain already made his way towards sites. Now it's Kenny S in the 1v2. Bomb's going to go down. Finally, FaZe have a good chance at locking out this round unless Kenny pulls out some of that Kenny S magic here.
2 versus 1. This is a situation where if Kenny kills one, the other player should be firing off straight away and getting the refrag. Kenny only has 1 bullet, essentially, to actually win these circumstances, and it's going to be the smoke towards B storage. Looking for anyone to give him an inch, because he would take a mile. And there it is. You're going to face him. You're going to be pretty confident in your ability to take him down. Now it is the 1 versus 1. Rain panicking slightly, makes his way towards Checkers. I'm sure he does have vision of the bomb, but oh, he actually didn't. That was actually a risky moment for him. Had the face, had the time to perfection. It works out, and finally, FaZe do post around to the board, but unfortunately for them, money is actually a bit of a problem. They only kept 1 player alive in that situation, so they're going to be a little bit strapped for cash, especially if they lose this round as well. Could mean a potential double ego here, but there it is. FaZe arrive. And a 1v1, finally a clutch going in their favour.
Yeah, it seemed like forever in the making, if I'm completely honest. But still, they do end up pulling it back together. I like their mid work. It did start with a very quick pick, bearing in mind. Happy went down almost instantaneously as they did try and work through their Apex.
Yeah, sure.
Fell to the others, but Kenny what a way to start this one off already. AZ goes down, and that is such a lovely way to retort back into this. And this is a bit different. They're going to go for that mid boost, try and get around the back. And already, if KennyS is getting kills, they've got to know that maybe they were tendering towards that A hit here. But Kenny's going to wait for this.
What's interesting as well, Happy is boosted up, ready to pounce. As soon as he hears a footstep, some sort of sound cue, he's going to have a look. And I think that's Alu making those cues right now. Happy will probably face momentarily. Here it comes. Oh, went for it. Alu is suspecting this could be a possibility.
The problem is that Jacob and Keo are actually backing away as well, both watching this. They can do a deeper counter boost as well if they fancy it. Are they boosting Alu up here? Okay, Alu's got the AWP. Happy's still tugged down, and here we go. Alu hits that? How was Alu the first one to get that shot? It seemed like he was already mentally ready for someone to be there possibly, but what a brilliant shot and what a risk to put your AWPer up there first.
The thing is, the CT's actually flashed at himself. It was almost like a trigger saying, yeah, we're going to face this now. Anyway, Rain does capitalize here, takes down Devil. It's going to be the 4 versus 3, another round here on the cards for FaZe. MBK waiting, hoping he can actually do something with this situation, hiding towards the headshot area. Does get taken down. That should be the round secured here. As the smokes down towards CT spawn as well, the bomb will be planted, and it's up to KennyS and Apex with no kit.
Yeah, FaZe starting to really work out how to play mid, and I've got to give credit to Alu for even going for that sort of thing. It's pretty impressive that he hits it for one, and then they just unfold the rest of the round off the back.
You can tell they were suspecting the boost was there.
They're already checking it out.
They're tentatively getting up there, just scoping up at it the whole time. It was that flash, like I said, that flash came over. It didn't actually blind Alu. It just told him, okay, someone's probably going to face at this point. I would have loved to have seen it from his POV to see how he nailed the shot, whether it was a no-scope or a quick-scope, but still very impressive for him to hit it. And FaZe keeping 4 players alive. This actually helped just inflate their bank accounts right now. So you can see that actually much needed money could be coming into round number 11. KennyS and Apex do save their weapons. I think they're going to be almost at an eco next round. They get 1900 here. They almost certainly won't be forced bang into this one. The option is there if they wanted to go for 5/7's armor and try and use the KennyS AWP. It would mean a lot of pressure towards KennyS to go and try and find those opening picks and see if he could do anything with this situation. They have got the Apex AK-47 as well. Kenny could drop a FAMAS. So definitely potential here, but we'll see what they decide to do.
I said, wait out to see what they go for, if they actually go all in on this or not.
I don't think at this point, they don't really have to.
Nice.
They have a huge lead, right? And one of the worst things that can happen on the CT side is getting that economic rut and is constantly force buying and then having to do the double ecos and then trying again. So I like this decision. It was envious. They were pleased with those kind of bad calls, especially when MBK was in charge. I think it was a Starlight the last time when he was calling, and we saw him constantly calling for these force buys, and they weren't in the correct form to justify it. Back in the day when EnVyUs was one of the best teams in the world, you couldn't really argue with it. When they got the Deagles out and they blew everyone's head off almost every single time, it was kind of nuts. Yeah. But not recent form would dictate that's a logical solution. But here we go. And round number 11, it's up to KennyS and Apex. Kenny's going a little bit aggressive towards B storage. Apex holding towards A. So they've got turrets on either side, and just hoping one of the star players can step up here. Yeah,
just going to completely forego mid at this point. There's not much else to be seen from that. They don't have a flash to actually flash in towards main. Devil's actually just going to step into this, and now Apex does the same. He's just allowed Alu to have the absolute way with him. Now KennyS is almost irrelevant to this round. He's going to be considering where can I go to save this gun, because him and Happy have had to do very little here, had very few opportunities to do anything with this, but already AZ and Alu looking for where they may be going.
Yeah, well, this point is just operation to save KennyS. Happy, do what he can to get information. Can he just hide? And he'll be listening towards T-Spawn right now, but AZ knows how valuable this kill is. If he can find KennyS, that's a chunk of change being removed from the EnVyUs lineup, but KennyS does hit that first shot. They do know where he is now, so the option is now, do we want to go to Humphrey? Do we sacrifice our own money and risk it, or do we just hold back and try and keep our weapons alive? Jacob going down to Happy's 5/7 as well.
That's an AK.
And actually, they're recovering weapons there. They're actually doing quite a decent job.
Yeah, Rain and Alu weren't far off either, so I do wonder if they actually fully commit towards trying to gather these 2 remaining weapons. But as you said, no side is particularly robust here at the moment. FaZe have just started to win these rounds back, and they've been pretty close until that point, and obviously Envy on the downturn at the moment off the back of those. So they all save, all their guns pretty much for FaZe, apart from a couple that got lost in the end. They can rebuy them very, very comfortably. And of course, Envy on their side can now buy back pretty well as well.
And saving those 2 weapons, very valuable indeed. You can see even after the rebuy, KennyS has almost $4,000. That just sets him up with nice foundations going forward as well. And they saved the AK-47, they handed it over towards Happy, and that means they get full grenades, and that was obviously a really good save for them going into round number 11. But this is the one that already counts. FaZe getting a few rounds together now. It's actually going to be 3 in a row after arriving on the server. First shot comes in, he actually hits KennyS, But the reply comes in. Devil pushing aggressively once again. Does take down Alu. Another huge scalp to take.
It looks like they want to go for the double smoke mid. Try and isolate if there has been that close push or maybe build to that B split they've got going right now. NBK is on the very verge of that smoke too. So if he falls, that's the one Guardian, at least for now, that's on the B side itself. Again, FaZe have got themselves through mid already. KennyS has come over very early on. Finds Rain just through the smoke. I thought that was dissipating. It really wasn't. It was still fully almost up there. So now NBK has a much easier target to work with. 2 players now pouring forward. He has to find them as well, but Kenny is doing the work from above. He has been providing cover and then some. Here's that split from the rest of the rest of the Envy players being Apex coming through those vents, but very well handled between KennyS there.
Shot through the smoke. It's like he almost knew.
Why must you start these? Why must you start these things, Henry?
I'm just saying, it looked like he was, I don't know what graphic settings he's using, but he could see him. Maybe it's a Go TV thing, who knows?
It probably is,
It's summertime, you have grenade, HE grenade going to smoke as well.
And it's silhouettes.
See that, so maybe that happens. I'm not speculating anything.
No, I actually want to watch it back as well, because it did look like it was dissipating slightly. I don't know. Maybe there was a gap in it as well. We'll have to wait and see. It's kind of curious, though. But still, that aside, that means Envy at least regained some control in this one. It did start a little bit disastrously after the Devil at least kicked things off with a bang for them as well. However, FaZe now going back into one. Rain looking like he wants to go for this kind of like get-right-esque lurk towards B, just trying to work it by himself, leave the rest to play out
and
on the rest of the map.
Undetected right now as well. He doesn't have to do anything at this point. He could just be hunting for intel, see if CT goes aggressive. Okay, Kenny's got his scope on the checker, so maybe they are aware this might be a possibility. But here we go then. It's going to be another default coming in from FaZe. AZ has got control of A storage for now. Jake can work in the squeaky door. Alu's going to be watching pretty aggressive play as well, but it's Devil once again. EnVyUs finding kills through the smoke there. This time was a bit of a spray battle. You could see the traces coming through, but it's going to be Devil coming out on top. Like he said, he's had a really strong game so far. He's actually on 16 kills, 5 death right now. You don't expect him to be the big name of this team, but like he said, maybe this role change and a bit less pressure and do what he wants seems to be coming to his own.
Yeah, it really is. And Envy have put 3 players towards A now. So FaZe, if they do go for this, they've certainly got the odds against them here, but still, we'll see if they can make it work. Again, Kio's still looking towards mid, looking for other options. Working with a deficit of players is always going to be tough. You always have to take some form of risk. Yeah. And Envy have started to forego being a mid. They just go, all right, let's pull to the side, so perfectly fine. You've got Apex, who has been watching Highway, and Happy's not far off either, so if anyone actually commits towards the site, they should be able to catch it, but they're giving FaZe a lot of room to work with, and that's the problem. If Kio hits a big shot, you're going to be suddenly under threat, but they line up pouring out of main. NBK going to be playing by quad, peeks out again towards Squeaky. He does find Alu, now we're down to 2 playing towards the site. Easy, though, finally finds a response. Happy waiting ever so patiently again in that spot, does secure this one, or at least for now, what looks like towards Envy's favor. And now time is of the essence. 7 seconds left. He's not going to be able to make it towards the plant. Happy knows that. Watching the cross in case he tried to plant towards Highway. And again, Envy keep that one under wraps. Yeah,
nice work. The crossfires are really impressive from EnVyUs. There's a reason we call that play on the site, the MPK spot, because he was so good at it. And they're very strong setup there. You can see Happy, he's always at the bait every single time. He's waiting, letting his teammates take all the aggro, and then he's going to be good for 1 or 2 kills as he's hiding on the bomb site there as well. So very efficient play from them. That's broken the economy of FaZe going into round number 14 as well. They're taking the eco for the last round. So potential 11-4 coming in here. We'll see what Rain can do anything with his Deagle at the start of the round. Looking to see if Apex will give him anything to work with here.
You never know. It has been Apex. There has been chances of this.
He has had a bit of recovery, you know.
He has pulled it back in line.
Yeah, like he hasn't been so wild after a few questionable phases, but it's going to be looking like an A side of the attack here. The thing is, you've got no grenades to play with. What's the move? How do you even make something happen? You can go for the fast boost towards middle, try and get swarm it. Hope you get an equal exchange. Running towards A, run out Squeaky. This is the play apparently. AZ out by himself towards middle. Has got backup from Rain. There is the refrag, so it has worked out to an extent. But still very limited in what they can do next.
To be fair, Apex, if he has been playing middle, has been pretty much there on his own for the last couple of rounds, if he's actually been to it. So, you know, maybe just trying to find something to work back in with. It has now weakened that A defense, where we saw that NBK was banking on that to be there, and that almost looked on point, but Rain doesn't quite land the shot towards NBK, and this should all come tumbling down as FaZe are working with far from ideal weapons, but Jacob's still going to make it count towards Happy, and now 3v2. Again, this shouldn't go any further. This should be shut out, and it is eventually.
There it is. EnVyUs to drop 2 players, but managed to keep things reasonably healthy going to round number 15. We'll have a look at the money for FaZe. Alu is also been pretty influential. He hasn't got the most amount of kills. He's only on 7 for 12, but the kills he has been getting have been opening up these situations to get these 3 rounds on the board. So final round that won't be available will be 5 AK-47s. They have got the smokes, 5 of them, 3 Molotovs as well. It's not the best buy, but certainly not the worst. And we'll see what they do to round number 15. It has been pretty one-sided, but to be fair, I don't think that's painted a full picture of what's been going on. Been a lot of huge advantages of FaZe that have been slipped away. But Apex, an interesting position from him. Yeah, I like that a lot. He gets the double spray down both headshots with the M4A4. And whatever they had in mind has been shut down completely. It's going to be a fast B attack now as they focus towards the vendor.
Yeah, if NBK can just stay alive, that's brilliant. The rest of the players can then posture around trying to support him. However, he does look quite vulnerable here, but Devil showing presence. NBK is doing what he does. That's brilliant. If he gets anything out of this, that's exactly what you can expect from a player of his caliber. Molly goes down, right? Rain's trying to buy some time to be able to find NBK, but he's having none of it. Absolutely none of it. Stays alive and leaves Alu in the impossible almost. The 1v5, you've got a minute left. He does have the bomb, but I can imagine everyone is pretty aware of where he might be.
If he was in like CT Sport or something, and no one knew where he was, that might be interesting.
Maybe.
Yeah, but when they know exactly where he is and he's got 5 players to kill and he hasn't got a bomb, so yeah, it's going to be a tough challenge. 12-3 though, very convincing stuff from EnVyUs, but like I said, that could have gone either way at those early stages, especially. A lot of silly rounds being thrown away by FaZe. The pistol, that kicked things off. 4-on-2, just over-facing, a bit too confident, and there also a couple of those as well. A 1-versus-3 with Devil, that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, there have been a good couple of rounds on a knife's edge, but in the end, you know, it did very much slice into the favor of Envy. You know, picking up this amount of rounds has got to feel good for them against the team who's currently leading in the Pro League. So again, big stuff already coming out from Envy. Let's hope they can keep that up in the second half. If you want to see these guys back at those Pro League finals, guys, we'll be back after the break. All right, guys, welcome back to the Pro League. We are halfway through FaZe up against Envy, and already quite a close game round by round. However, the score difference is looking quite drastic here. Envy firmly in the lead.
Yeah, some great clutch performances from them. Good opening frags as well. They seem like they're comfortable on this map. FaZe, like we said, a new team. Haven't been tested on this so far with Alu. It's been up and down, but you have to say their fundamentals have been good. It's not been the approach to the situations. It's actually been finishing them off. The clutches have been the main problem. Still in this game, in these top-level sort of echelons, there's definitely windows of opportunity if you win the pistol to get back into it. So that's what they need to concentrate on right now. They've got 5 sets of armor on the CT side. And looking to EnVyUs as well. 3 for them, and NBK yet to buy. Apex has got a smoke for now. NBK... Okay, so he's got $800, but I think that's just a bug. Yeah, he's got armor. So there it is. There's going to be 1 smoke. EnVyUs with 1 smoke available. That normally means you smoke towards highway, and you flash out once, and you try and swarm the bomb site. The bomb is going to be going towards Squeaky, so I think that's pretty much exactly what's going to happen. You can see 1 player will be holding towards B storage for that initial aggression, which is happy. The reason he's doing that is a lot of CT teams will push towards B at the start of the round just to get intel. He can lock that down and potentially scare them off.
And absolutely no one from FaZe is playing particularly dedicated in towards A itself, so almost postured towards a retake or maybe just looking for that cross play. Again, no one really going in for this one yet.
Well, smoke has gone down towards highway. Not capitalizing just yet. I think they're trying to bait out the CT grenades, but this could be sneaky onto the bomb site here. But AZ is waiting for them. Doesn't get the first shot. It's Apex. It absolutely rails him there, but Rain fighting back.
Yeah, Rain's now the only one who can really affect this just yet. Jacob's on the way, so that can still happen. The bomb is, however, down. Now, EnVyUs, still have 4 players standing, as do FaZe. So this retake is what they were posturing towards, and this is what they're going to get now. In the back, there is still Happy. That's the one thing you can bear in mind. He can come up highway later on, but now already FaZe going to be looking towards the side itself. A couple of players already make their way across. It's Kenny to find one. A sick little follow-up towards Jacob as well. That's the aim you want to be seeing from this man already. Leaving just Keo alive in the 1v3. Him gonna have to accept going down in that situation is what's gonna happen, as outnumbered drastically. And what an aim-heavy round from EnVy just to impress me there. That was actually beautiful shots.
That's pretty nuts from Kenny. Very proficient in the pistol. He's one of the great AWPers. He's a hybrid in almost every discipline. Good rifler, great pistoler, and obviously one of the world's best AWP players as well. So he's a great asset to any team, especially. This was the defining factor. Obviously, they're in a man disadvantage. It's 4-on-3. He's playing towards Fork. They have a difficult position, a predictable position. He faces, does rails both shots as well. So very impressive stuff from him. FaZe don't really have a choice here but the force buy. Every single player going all in. They need to have some sort of miracle to get them back into this game. That pistol was so required. Now they're going to try and challenge things with the upgraded pistols and armor as well. If they don't win this round, I hate to say it is pretty much GG at that point, because they will be on almost match points in the full eco. So we'll see what they can do there. It's 13-3 after the first round of the second half.
EnVy taking their time. They do not want to walk into anything surprising. They want to see if they're given any opportunities, and why not. You're in the perfect position to do exactly that. You can just sit back and wait for FaZe to try and make these situations happen to you to a degree.
Yeah, you want to see if allow them to make the mistakes first, right? You don't need to commit to anything. See if they're going to try and have a little aggressive push and try and find that first pick. Exactly what Jacob tried to do towards middle. It gets taken down. Rain's been hit as well. They are starting to dwindle here in round number 2. They just don't have much to work with again. They need to be pushing for those surprise kills, but very disciplined EnVyUs, just locking them down now, and they will be heading towards the B site. Happy seems to be more comfortable back in his lurking role, is fully going for it every single round. He's the last person alive, but still, if this is where he's getting kills and he can read the game well, it's absolutely fine.
Yeah, no one disputes his talent at it, and Kenny just walks past Alu. He doesn't even care that it was that up close and personal, but there we go. Apex finding Q means their last threat on the B site has been removed, and now Happy doing what he enjoys, just going for these lurking kills, but he does go a little bit further there and tries to find AZ to remove that final player from the field. Now it's just going to be AZ in the 1v4. Again, not going to be exactly an easy position to be playing from. He's already got to have Apex fighting out. Nice shot there from AZ. You know, the aim on the FaZe side is crisp, but it's not particularly equating to rounds at this point, as Devil will close it down, and EnVy do get that step further. Again, it's looking pretty dreary here for FaZe.
Yeah, 1 round away from match points, and you have about 2K in the bank. Is this a pause from EnVy? This must be technical. Why would you pause?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So Jacob has timed out, and I'm sure that won't really change the results. Considering that, what's the option here, Lauren? So you have a force buy in this round.
Henry, you've heard my matchmaking ideas. Do you really want to know what I'd be doing in this one?
It's more of a rhetorical question, you know. It's just like I'm trying to make the point of you're so limited to what you can actually do. It's like, what's the lesser of 2 evils here? You force buy, and you probably won't win the round, then it's match point anyway, or you take the eco and you try and grind out 12 rounds in a row to get you to overtime. There's no good option here. They have gone for the force by the way it looks at things. It's going to be CZs, Desert Eagles, some armor, and a couple of grenades. But EnVyUs will be aware of the situation. They don't need to overcommit to anything.
Yep.
Just hold back, same as usual. And we have got Jacob coming back in, so I'm sure we'll get right back into this round.
Now, considering how close the start of this was to tipping either way, you saw FaZe constantly at their heels. Again, the next map can be incredibly interesting. We've got Mirage coming up next, so that would be gorgeous to watch between these two especially. But still, coming back into this one, it is very much on that precipice of being done and dusted. As said, there is no good choices at this point. Lovely observing work there, Rush. Thank you for highlighting that.
Flash going
It was the additional flash they did not want. We now know they wanted maybe a molly or two. Who knows there?
Happy's got straight up towards middle here.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a dream scenario. If he can get towards vents, clear it out before, clear out checkers before his teammates even get there, that's ideal. But this is maybe even smarter, just holding up towards that vent area, waiting for the rotations to come in. But Ali does open things up, taking down Apex.
Surely it can't be more than a one and done spot here. It's trying to be, and it may be just that. He finds Kenny S. I don't know how he's getting away with it, but he is. And now EnVy are turning their attention towards A, and I guess I don't blame them at that point, or are they? That's the thing. We're going to see if they actually commit to this. Devil is, already off there pelting away. He has no support bearing in mind, and this is kind of almost selling the fact that they haven't fully rotated. Now, Devil's planted for A main, so again, MBK can kind of go all the way around there. Devil's still got the rifle as well. So for FaZe to try and pull this one back in, it's going to be tricky for them again to find these remaining players. Happy's still in that spot where he can lurk it out. The nade's going to do the work for him in the end. Jacob does go down, and now he's going to find another lovely adjustment towards Alu. And this is shooting fish in a barrel at this point. Keo's got nothing to do but die in this sort of situation. He's going to try and back away, keep hold of the head armor, keep hold of something for that next round, that final gambit. But already it looks like EnVy have got this one sorted.
Happy picks up all 4 kills with the Mac 10.
Of course he does.
Not bad at all. Well, it's going to be Kiyoshima, like I said. Might as well try and save the Deagle head armor. There's just not really much else to do. You can't win the round. Hasn't got grenades, hasn't got a kit, and 3 players to find the bomb's about to explode. So it looks like he will do that. But still, it's going to be EnVyUs on match point here. The money still is 3rd stage loss bonus. You get $2,400 coming into this round, but what can you even do with that? It's going to be a very similar storyline. Upgraded pistols, maybe a shotgun. A scout comes in the hands of Kiyoshima. Really is a last-ditch attempt to actually get back into this. I think everyone knows this game is over, but still, it's a formality at this point. You just need to see what you can do. Maybe there is some sort of chance you get into this round. You get the guns out, you start grinding it out.
You're trying it, Henry. You're digging real deep for any sort of possibility, aren't you?
I think people hate it when you say the game's over already, so I'm trying to avoid that.
We don't like to lie to you at home, so Henry's trying to be a nice guy about it. There it is, boys. It's already started. It can always happen. Interesting smoke like going out one towards Highway there actually from EnVyUs. I'm quite curious where that one came from, because that was a little bit of a set piece. And there you go. Kenny's found Rain, and now let's see what they do with this one. AZ's, he's kept that little bit of an ace up his sleeve for quite some time. They're waiting it out on the side itself. We're back down to a 3v3, and maybe there's a little bit of fight left in FaZe, or maybe just to extend the inevitable at this point. But Kenny doesn't hit the one on the way through there, and actually, Alu makes it out alive. So now the bomb has gone down. There's the push from Alu, and now it's all on Happy. 1v3, bomb's planted, he gives away his position, but now he's going to volley out towards the side, and the tag comes in, actually. That was Kia, just jumping up and down. Fair enough, why not on the scout, and the full diffuse is coming in. Happy knows he's got to get his skates on and get running. They've got to be able to do this. There's 5 seconds left on it. He sprays towards 1, 3 seconds. Alu came off the bomb, he takes the fight. Does he have the time? I think he does.
Oh, it had 3 seconds left.
Oh,
I think, yeah, they would have gone down as well, so that was the right call. But there it is. FaZe finds something to work with. First round and second half brings it into 15-4, and problem is coming down to another 1v1 situation means their rebuy potential isn't great. You can see MBK, he's got 8k. There definitely will be a full buy for EnVyUs, so maybe delaying the inevitable, but we'll see what they can do going into round number 5. All with that on Alu, so you never know.
You never know.
A few more twists and turns.
The main thing is it could just look respectable on HLTV or the results page afterwards. You know what I mean? No one wants the scoreline being 15-3. Let's bring it back to like 10 maybe. You know what I mean? Like if it gets there, it's fine. But no. Coming back into this one, as I said, FaZe going through the motions at this point, it feels, but they are keeping this one competitive, at least in that previous round, pushing them to their limits, not letting Envy get away with it. A matter of consistency might be a bit of a tough one against Match Point and a very well-rounded Envy at this conjecture, but still. Apex going to go towards Squeaky. We've got Jacob pushed up in towards mid. AZ's the only one on A at the moment, but EnVyUs just going to be waiting this one out. They have no particular rush in this sort of instance against making the opposition sweat. They know that their money's going to be relatively limited too, so...
You just bleed them out at this point, do the full default, show a little bit of presence, and it's going to be Kiyoshima actually opening things up. Faces towards Checker. Devil is there by himself. He gets taken down, and there's the 5-on-4. FaZe do have something to work with here. It's going to be an A-sided attack though, looking at EnVyUs' setup. He's actually got out of Squeaky Door, runs into his own teammates Molotov. That forces him to actually go all the way from the outside of quad. So now it's going to be the 5-on-3. Kenny does find one though. Rain with the double.
And round the back, Jacob going to make good ones. There's the UMP coming in. That's a good bit of money made for him as well. So does even get the AK to just support that too. So good stuff actually from Jacob, but at this point, any sort of money, you just need enough to buy. That's pretty much it. Anything beyond that, there's no real point at this sort of point as you're on 15 against you. So Envy on the other side, however, just going to have to sit through this one. If they can get anything out of it, they win the game. So again, even the smallest benefits at this point are massive for Envy, but yeah, this could be quite fun.
Heavy investment. They're only going to get $2,400 next round. Happy has gone down to 450, so pretty much all in. They're almost guaranteed an eco next round. So looking to get his first headshot here. They're going to do a run boost by the looks of things. Devil will be launched into the site, and they completely missed it, but still, they did miss a shot. Technically, he only got a leg shot there, but Kiyoshima finds the first 2 kills, and they can fall back and call for the rotations as well.
He actually hit 2 people then, 2 leg shots back to back, which is just ridiculous as it is. But yeah, didn't actually land the kill, but everyone else is there to support. So everyone else ready and waiting in the wings. Kenny now your last man alive, and for quite, as you said, a little more of a Keo, a little bit more of a heavy investment. Didn't get anything from it. Absolutely nothing.
Well then, 15-6. Lauren, I said it could happen. You didn't believe me. But it's slowly but surely coming together.
That's why you are the premium analysis.
Exactly.
You know?
9 rounds required just to get a
You believe it as well, don't you?
I feel like these are the kind of games,
that too far?
These are the kind of games like you know you're gonna win. It's just like, oh god, how do we close this one out? Everyone's just trying to just do like surprise rushes or facing a little bit over, just to kind of get them that first pick, just get them that final bit.
Get it done. Yeah.
There you go. The run boot's coming in again.
Let's see if they actually put it off this time. That's not great. And now the run boost is... Yeah, it works, kind of. MBK gets propelled forward into merely the loving arms of Kiyoshima, but there we have it. Can ESL at least drag it a little bit further than wanted? And this is all just a clever ruse. This is a gorgeous ruse as well. Look at this. The bomb's going to be planted. Happy's now in a great position. They've got to hear this. They've got to hear this.
If Kenny just wants to stay alive now, this is actually kind of sick.
They still don't know it's A. They have no idea it's A.
If they got that kill, that would have been it. That would have been enough to win the round.
When do they realise? They still haven't realised. As if this is happening. This is disgusting. If this is the round they win, Henry, I'm done.
What's the bomb doing?
I think it's ticking down. Yeah, that's what bombs do. And they don't have much time left either. If Happy can slow them down or do anything... What are you... Rain, what are you doing? What are you doing? Happy gets 3! That's the most disastrous round I have ever seen for someone to lose. But oh my word. Envy. What a way to win.
I thought that they could bounce back from that one. I thought, okay, Kenny didn't get a kill, so it will look quite cool. But Happy, he just timed that so nicely, right? The fact that he actually set himself up, he just, like you said, if he just got one kill there, he locked the round down. They had no time to actually do anything else. They had to run with the knife out, hope he's gone squeaky door or something like that, and he knocks them all down with the Tech 9. That's actually pretty ridiculous. That's a pretty insane play. As you can see, like, it was so cute when they're on the bomb site and beat. It's like
everyone looked like,
one guy left, guys, where is he? And all of a sudden, it's not there, and his panic sets in.
It's everything I've ever wanted from a game. But guys, if you've seen our reaction on the desk, I can't wait to see Yanko's face after having to watch that go down. So, Alex, what are your thoughts on that match?
Well, Yanko just giggled, I think, and that's all I can say about that one. The fact that he gets the last 3 with the Tech 9 is a real cherry on top, if ever I saw it.
It's not even that, it's just the fake itself. And also, I mean, considering how FaZe, what type of rounds they were losing in the first half, I think it's only appropriate that they lose the game by losing a round like that.
And it was good to see. I mean, okay, so I do feel like I asked this question a lot, but I like to know where the credit is given. Is it given to Envy, or is there criticism more raised for FaZe?
Raised for FaZe. I feel that it's always a bit of both. I felt that. And we did play really well. Devil also early on was incremental for EnVyUs, but FaZe also made a lot of mistakes. I mean, that 3v1 that Devil managed to win in the end, they were boosted up for no particular reason. I mean, if you don't see anyone initially, why not just come down? And then you can play like the Joker play, right? One player can peek, and then he probably won't expect the second player in the same position. He just walks up, gets both kills, and then wins the 1v1 as well. And once you lose a couple of rounds like that, then it's really demoralizing, right? Because, okay, you lose 1 round like that or 2, but they lost 4 or 5 rounds, clutch rounds like that. And, you know, it was rather unfortunate for them on one hand, but I feel that they were pretty much done after the first half.
Yeah, I mean, this was the 3rd team that FaZe have met in the ESL Pro League, and finally they concede a loss. It shows that they can bleed. Envy, though, it does feel like that's a very, very positive thing for a team that we've called, the team prone to tilting. A win straight out of the gates versus FaZe, who've been doing relatively well, is no doubt going to put them in a good frame of mind for our second map, which is going to be Mirage. Any closing thoughts on Cash, other than that fake should be done more often? I love that fake. I mean, come on.
I mean, yeah, it
matchmaking strats.
It doesn't hurt when your opponents kind of jump on top of the box to make sure that they didn't hide the C4 somewhere inside the box, because I don't know how they didn't realize that there was no sound at that point. But I mean, definitely FaZe helped EnVyUs a bit in that game for sure.
Yeah, they certainly did. A slight maybe silver lining being Ali was hitting his shots, looking very good on one moment, and more than one occasion rather, as we do prepare ourselves for Mirage. One more map to go here for the ESL Pro League. It started with a bang, and Envy have done the same. Let's see though how it does conclude on Mirage after our quick break.